Hi and welcome to 5 things I like about my Audi, or I love about my Audi A3 2017. First thing is the virtual cockpit is absolutely amazing. Love the virtual cockpit. It's just great view, stops you taking your eyes off the road for as long. You can change things, you can get lots of information, you can have Google Maps, normal maps, speed limits, traffic signs, any problems with your cars, readouts, fuel consumption. It's just a great addition to the multimedia system, which is on the dashboard in the middle. It's just fantastic and it looks great, especially at night. Yeah, and I just love it. And if anybody on any of the Audis that allow the spec, I would definitely spend the money on the virtual cockpit. It's just absolutely amazing. And yeah, it would be hard to go back to analog dials now after experience it. Like I said in the last video, I used to have Golf GTD. That didn't have it. That was fine. It's fine until you spec it, and then you have it and you deal with it for a couple of months, and then it's just amazing. You think you can't do without it. Well, I don't think I could, but obviously I could, but I wouldn't like to do without it. Second thing I love about my Audi is the S-tronic gearbox. Now, before in the last video I did mention that it holds on to the first gear for too long, but apart from that, it's just absolutely amazing. It just changes gear imperceptibly. You just don't notice it's doing it. You can change it to sport, so it does hang on to gears a little bit longer. You know, you can change to manual, use the flappy paddle gearboxes or the sequential up and down on the gear stick. Yeah, and it just makes life so much better. It's just so much better in traffic. You don't have to change gear. You don't have to, you know, when your feet ache and putting the clutch up and down, don't have to do that. And it's just absolutely fantastic, especially around town. Just brilliant. Yeah, so again, it would be hard for me to drive a manual after driving this. The third thing is the automatic cruise control. So obviously the car has a radar on the front which reads the car in front and the gap, so you can set it on the motorway, so you can be flying down the motorway. If a car pulls out in front of you, the car will brake until it maintains the gap again that you have set, and then it will speed back up. Also, if you're behind a slower car and you want to take over, once you indicate, the car will give a little bit more power, providing you're below the threshold that you've set the limiter at. So if you set it 70 mile an hour, it will stay at 70 unless somebody pulls out. If you pull into an empty lane and then you come up behind a car, it will slow down as it approaches the car, and then it will maintain the speed of the car in front. And it will never shorten that gap unless somebody pulls in between you and that car. Then it will slow down even more until it regains the gap you've set, and then it will pull back up, or if you pull out, it will speed up. And I do a lot of motorway miles, hence the diesel cars. Otherwise, if I did a lot of round town and shorter mileage, I would have a petrol. Definitely would have a petrol. Yeah, but it's just fantastic, especially with the S-tronic gearbox. When you have it with a manual, you have to gear down. If it slows down too much, it will give a warning saying that the revs are too low. You then have to gear down, gear down, gear down, whereas this will come to a full stop. And if you're in traffic, it has a full stop, and then you just click the speed stalk that sets the gap and the speed, and it will just set off on its own, and you literally don't have to push the brake or the accelerator or any of that. It will just do it all itself. The fourth thing that I love is the active lane assist. Now, again, this, I went back over this in the last video, saying that it does have some faults. Obviously it's an assist, it isn't a takeover. You do have to put your hands on every 15 seconds. But it does assist you in lanes and keeping in lane, and like if the lane gently curves, it will curve the steering wheel and move it, and it's great. So obviously that where it does veer off with the other lane, you're not meant to have your hands off the wheel anyway. So all these systems, the cruise control, the active lane assist and the gearbox, they all collaborate together and makes the driving much more effortless. Again, like I said, systems work together and make it absolutely fantastic. Yeah, and it's the systems work together really good. Also, they work at low speeds, really good in traffic jam, which is traffic jam assist. You can opt that in, sorry, when you're picking the spec of the car, which I did. Yeah, and that's great. Also, this car is equipped with, this is the 5th thing, with traffic sign recognition. Now, because I do a lot of motorway mileage, I also do a lot of mileage through the towns, and obviously some towns are heavily speed cameraed and other towns are not. What this does is it reads the signs, and the system collaborates with the GPS to find out where it is, and also then read traffic signs, so it's constantly updating the speed limit wherever you are, which is brilliant for me, because obviously in and out of towns, on motorways, even if it's a temporary speed limit, if you come up to temporary traffic lights, or you're in an average speed limit on the motorway where they're doing the motorway the maintenance, it will read that sign and it will change from the national speed limit, which is obviously 70, to the 50-mile-an-hour zone, and it will let you know. Obviously not all, the GPS doesn't always know that this traffic works there, road works, sorry. So this, with the GPS, will collaborate and make sure that it's always in check and that the speed limit is always right, and it flashes or it shows you the signs on the dashboard, whatever the signs are, and you can have them bigger or smaller depending on the display you have on the virtual dashboard. Yeah, so it's a really good system, and like I said in the other video, all in all, absolutely love my A3. It's a great car, and it's fully equipped with the technology that I need for my driving every day. Like I said, I do a lot of mileages. Not every option for everybody is applicable, or they would need it. If you don't do any motorway mileage, no point having active lane assist or, you know, anything like that, because it mainly works on the motorways. So yeah, do be careful when you're speccing it. Obviously the price can get out of control. I think this has got like £5,000 worth of options on it. I have the technology pack. I had the side assist, the active lane assist, the parking plus, the folding mirrors. I also got, with the technology pack, you get the inbuilt chip that runs the Google Maps and updates the maps and tells you about traffic, so they're constantly live. So obviously got the folding mirrors, the automatic cruise control. Yeah, so got pretty much everything apart from like the blacked out rear windows, privacy glass. Didn't get a sunroof. It doesn't really bother me not having a sunroof, to be fair. Yeah, so I also went for the flat white, which I'm glad of now, because if you see in another video, I've actually scraped the bumper, which needs repairing and will be easier when it comes to repair. This has also got the Apple Play on it, so you can plug your Apple phone in and have that mirrored on the multimedia. So yeah, other than that, everything is good with the car. It's a really good system and everything works for me. So, oh, and I also got the heated seats as well. So yeah, everything's good. Yep, so hope you like that video. I'll catch you in the next one.